As inflation remains high, the stock market faces challenges and GDP is on the decline. There's a debate among experts about whether the US might be on the brink of a recession. More than 90% of companies and CEOs are getting ready for a possible recession. Almost all business owners, around 97%, are cutting costs by more than 10%, and all the big markets are down at least 10%. Many people are holding onto what they already have and changing their investment strategy to be safer. But here's the key. If you know what you're doing and analyze the markets well, this could be your chance to become a millionaire. No matter which market or strategy you pick, there are always great opportunities during a recession. This could be in real estate, cryptocurrencies, stocks, or businesses. Your decisions with your money now could make a big difference in how wealthy you become in the future. While the verdict is still uncertain, you can take steps to prepare your investments for potential economic turbulence. Today, we'll share with you the essential information you need to know about investing during a recession to become a millionaire. In 2023, our economy is going through a crisis. The stock market has taken a hit over the past year, and investors are wondering how to make smart investments. Not everyone hunkers down and starts stockpiling non-perishables. Some people sense opportunity knocking and they find their way to the right doors. Then they capitalize. To truly grasp the philosophies and strategies of successful investors, it's important to have a good understanding of the financial crisis. What unfolded in the lead up to the crash and the subsequent Great Recession is etched in the memories of both investors and companies. The financial crisis of 2007 to 2008 was the most severe global economic downturn since the stock market crash of 1929. It all began when the US subprime mortgage market collapsed in 2007. Creating shockwaves that reverberated throughout the financial world. The repercussions were felt worldwide and led to the collapse of several major banks, including Lehman Brothers. Panic set in, with many people fearing greater losses if they didn't sell their securities. This rush to sell caused the values of portfolios to plummet, with some investors seeing their holdings drop by as much as 30%. As a result, asset prices hit rock bottom, wiping out any potential gains that investors might have expected without the crisis. However, amid the selling frenzy, there were those who recognized the opportunity to expand their positions in a market at significantly discounted prices. Before we share with you ways to build wealth during a recession, here are 5 billionaires who, through their entrepreneurial spirit or investment savvy, have amassed fortunes during significant economic downturns. Around a year after the stock market crash of 1929, Michael J. Cullen, the founder of King Cullen Grocery, envisioned the future of grocery shopping in the form of the supermarket. Cullen had been developing the concept of the supermarket as far back as 1913, but his idea initially fell on deaf ears. His vision was to create a self-service grocery store located outside city centers, offering low prices and a one-stop shopping experience for customers. In a letter to then Kroger CEO William Albers, Cullen outlined his plan. He's suggesting that stores could achieve $10,000 in sales with a net profit margin of 2.5%. He proposed selling some items at cost and others at a markup, ranging from 5% to 15% to generate profits. However, Albers never had the chance to read Cullen's letter. Undeterred, Cullen relocated to New York, and on August 4, 1930, he opened the first King Cullen supermarket in a vacant garage in Queens. Remarkably, within 7 years, there were 17 King Cullen locations established in New York City and Long Island. Charles Darrow, the inventor of the Monopoly board game, achieved significant wealth during the darkest economic period in American history, thanks to the famous game that can bankrupt players to the delight of a single winner. The true origin of Monopoly is a matter of debate, as a game called The Landlord's Game by Lizzie Magie shares similarities with Monopoly but carries different themes. It's plausible that Darrow encountered Maggie's version of the game at a friend's house. Regardless of its origins, Monopoly became the well-known and beloved game it is today, largely due to Darrow's business savvy. After the 1929 stock market crash, Darrow faced financial difficulties. He created the game in his spare time and introduced it to friends who enjoyed it so much that they asked him to produce copies for them. Darrow began selling these copies for $4 each and eventually expanded sales to Philadelphia department stores. The game's popularity soared, prompting Darrow to approach Parker Brothers, a prominent game company, with his creation. Initially, Parker Brothers rejected his proposal. However, it was only when a friend of the Barton family vouched for the game's excellence that the company recognized its potential. They acquired the game from Darrow and offered him royalties. By 1936, Monopoly was being produced at a rate of 20,000 units per week. Michael Burry and John Paulson, both hedge fund managers, played significant roles in the events depicted in The Big Short, a best-selling book and Academy Award-winning film that explored the credit default swap market of the early 21st century. Michael Burry emerged as a central figure in both the book and film. He was among the first investors to recognize the fragile nature of the subprime housing market. Burry convinced investment firms to sell him credit default swaps related to subprime deals. When these deals ultimately collapsed, Burry's investments paid off handsomely. He personally earned $100 million from this venture, while this firm, Scion Capital, realized approximately $700 million in profits. John Paulson, with greater financial resources at his disposal, also caught on to the subprime market trend, though it took him nearly a year longer. He executed a similar strategy, reaping nearly $5 billion in profits. Interestingly, despite his substantial success, Paulson or a character representing him did not feature prominently in the film adaptation directed by Adam McKay. Buffett did what you would expect him to do during the Great Recession. He bought stock when everyone was sprinting away from it. He purchased $8 million in preferred stock from Goldman Sachs and General Electric combined at 10% interest rates. He also bought convertible preferred shares in Swiss Re and Dow Chemical. By 2011, Buffett had made $10 million from the 2008 financial crisis. David Royce started Aptiva Environmental, an eco-friendly pest control company, in 2009 during a hard economic period in the US. In its first year, Aptiva generated $3 million in revenue. How did they achieve this? Even when other businesses were cutting back, they boosted their advertising and training. This bold move paid off, and the company earned $3 million in its first year. Royce's strategy was simple: invest when others are scared. He also hired smart people, many of whom joined after the 2008 financial crash. He was flexible with how people paid him, which helped him get more customers. By the time the economy improved, Aptiva had earned a total of $23 million. Now that we've understood that wealthy individuals can capitalize on economic downturns, it's important to note that it's not just the top 1% who could benefit. If you're in a good financial position and you play your cards right, it's possible to do very well for yourself. Here are the ways. One of the most effective ways to accumulate wealth during a recession is to maximize your investments in the stock market. Recession typically leads to a decline in stock market performance as consumer spending decreases and companies earn less, sparking concerns among investors. Some investors may choose to sell part of their portfolio due to fear or financial needs. In the words of Warren Buffett, his derivation of buying when there is blood in the streets is to be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. So for those with the financial means to invest, this presents an incredible opportunity. Stock prices often experience significant drops ranging from 20% to 30% or even more. While it may seem risky, history has shown that the market tends to recover after recessions. By investing more when prices are low, you can essentially purchase stocks at a discount and reap substantial gains when the market rebounds. If you're new to investing, you might be wondering how to go about it. There are several options available. Firstly, you could invest through tax-advantaged retirement accounts, which offer tax benefits. However, you typically need to wait until you reach the age of 59 to withdraw money without penalties. Some popular retirement account choices include, alternatively, you can consider opening an individual brokerage account with a reputable stock brokerage firm. While there are no early withdrawal penalties, this option does not provide the same tax advantages as retirement accounts. Securing a stable income is a fundamental aspect of achieving success in personal finance and wealth building. Without a steady income, it becomes challenging to invest and grow your wealth. Moreover, if you find yourself without income and your savings run dry, you may be forced to sell your stocks at a low point just to cover your living expenses. This underscores the critical importance of safeguarding your income and ensuring that you always have a means of earning money. Here are a few strategies to consider. Excel in your current job. Strive to become a top performer at your current workplace. If you're content with your job, the best case scenario is to hold on to it. The more valuable you are to your employer, the greater the likelihood they will retain you, even during staff reductions. Diversify your income sources. Explore the creation of additional income streams, such as starting a side hustle or freelance business, even if it only requires a few hours per week. By doing so, you'll have backup sources of income to rely on if your employer reduces your hours or lays you off. Enhance your marketability. Invest in yourself by acquiring new skills and enhancing your resume. This not only makes you more valuable to your current employer, but also prepares you to find a new job more swiftly if the need arises. By safeguarding your income through these methods, you can strengthen your financial stability and better weather economic uncertainties. During a recession, many people tend to tighten their budgets due to financial uncertainty. If you've taken the steps mentioned earlier and are confident in your ability to generate income, this may not be a major worry. Nevertheless, it's still a wise move to explore opportunities to reduce your spending, and here's why. The most amazing benefit is that by spending less, you'll free up more money to invest in the stock market. Remember, no one ever regrets investing more when stock prices were at their lowest. Trimming your expenses not only allows for more substantial investments, but also provides a safety net in case your income takes a hit. Imagine your employer reduces your hours by 30% during the summer. This becomes more manageable if you typically spend only 50% of your income. You don't have to adopt an austere lifestyle and cut all expenses to the bone, but it's worthwhile to identify ways to reduce costs without sacrificing your quality of life. Some practical steps you can take include comparison shopping for lower rates on auto and homeowners insurance, canceling subscription services that you rarely use, utilizing coupon apps to save on groceries and household essentials. By making these adjustments, you can create a financial cushion and maintain a comfortable lifestyle while also increasing your investment potential during a recession. What sets the investors we talked about in today's videos apart during times of crisis is their ability to maintain perspective. They also share a common thread of having close ties to influential individuals and government entities responsible for distributing significant sums of money, which benefited many large investors, especially during critical periods. While individual investors may not have the resources or access to institutions like JP Morgan or the Federal Reserve, there are valuable lessons to learn from how they navigate panicked markets. When the market goes back to its usual state, smart investors often end up with big profits. Those who can repeat their previous successes when the market goes down again have the opportunity to amass substantial wealth. If you liked the video, remember to drop a comment and hit that subscribe button on my channel.